We do want to get to, I don't know what we want to go to here. Since we have limited time, I think I want to talk about how would we even describe this? Population changes that are going to affect the 2012 election. Now, right after the midterm election, I have to say, not to pat myself on the back, but we prepared a pretty good discussion of how population changes could affect Democrats' chances in 2012. And now that we're actually getting some census numbers in, it turns out that we were pretty accurate in our predictions, were we not?
I think so.
And this was opening the door to a number of different discussions. Now, what we are seeing is that, yes, it is true that many blue states are losing electoral votes. Massachusetts, where we do the show, is one of them. We're going from, it's 11 to 10, I think. We're losing one. I don't remember if it's 12 to 11 or 11 to 10. Anybody back there now? 11 to 10? I think it's
to 9, I think.
10 to 9, maybe. All right. Well, this is the case with some other blue states as well. And of course, Republicans are jumping all over this thing, frothing at the mouth. Oh, everybody's leaving the blue states. Taxes are too high. It's all because taxes are too high. And if you actually look at the numbers, you'll see that the population comparatively has gone down in a lot of these states, which means, hey, I'm not denying that it means blue states will lose electoral votes. But the reality is the population in Massachusetts, for example, did go up. It went up 3%. It just didn't go up as fast as it did elsewhere. So I think versus a 9% average, the population only went up 3% in Massachusetts. So number one, people should be aware of that. Now, the reality is, are people leaving because taxes are too high? Or is that just typical Republican anti-progress rhetoric that's not going to get us anywhere? Well, which do you think it is?
Rhetoric.
You think it's rhetoric? Well, it turns out in many states it is. In some states, this actually may not help Republicans. You would think if everybody who doesn't like taxes leaves a blue state, goes to a red state, they're going to vote Republican. It would only be logical to assume that. Of course, like with many of the conventional wisdom often leads you to do, you would be flat wrong in that assumption. In some states, it could actually go the other direction. A perfect example is Texas. Texas is a red state, traditionally a red state. I want to say maybe 60-40 when Barack Obama was elected in 2008. So it's significantly red, but it's not Utah, right?
Right.
If you actually look at the population of white people in Texas, it's basically flat from the last census, which begs the obvious question. Well, if the population went up in Texas and they actually gained, I think it's one seat, one electoral vote, where did it come from? And it came from Hispanics. And as we know, Lewis, with the exception of Cubans, Hispanics tend to be pretty liberal. And I'm from Argentina. My family's from Argentina. I'm conservative compared to the majority of my family. That's just the way it is. So the fact that the non-Cuban Hispanic population in Texas has gone up, we might actually see 55-45 in Texas in 2012. Maybe it won't be that dramatic. So the conventional wisdom here, as I always like to warn our audience, is not really going to get you where you want to be if critical thinking, logic, and reason are your target. Now, if your target is GOP talking points, then yes, conventional wisdom will get you where you want to go. Where is it that you prefer to be, Lewis? Logic and reason or GOP talking points? It's not clear to the audience sometimes.
I think I'm going to have to go with logic and reason.
Overall, I'm not denying the population changes will be a problem for Democrats in 2012. As I said months ago, this is going to be an issue. The idea that people are leaving blue states because taxes are too high and that this is going to shift unmistakably towards the red, the vote in 2012, is wrong, though. And we have to look at where is the population growth coming from. There's just a lot of questions we need to ask.